So today we'll look on how to create, hide and unhide password using VS Code. So you need to create a folder. You can see I've created my own folder here, tutorial. So if you don't know how to create a folder, you right click on your desktop. I'm using Linux operating system, so even if you are using MacBook or Windows, you do the same. You see create new folder, then you click on it. So after you're done, we need to right click on this folder, then open the folder with VS Code. So this VS Code is a code editor used to write many codes. So before we get started, you need to download two images. Let me show you guys the images that you need to download. Then you remove the background of the images. This is iClose.png and iOpen. So you need these two icons, a closed eye icon and the open eye icon. So let's move on. Now we need to create our HTML file. Let's write index.html. Then after that, we need to create our CSS file also, style.css. Then our JavaScript file, script.js. So we have created this three file. Now let's move over to the HTML file. Press Shift 1, then press enter. Then this will create as a default. Then change the title to hide and unhide password. So normally, once you log in or you try to log in or create new account in a website, you will see something like eye icon in the input password. So if you click the eye icon, it will show you the password. If you click it back again, it will hide the password for you. So we are going to create that right now. Let's add a div, which is our input panel. Right dot input panel, enter. Then inside the input panel, we need to create our input password. Then we shift here, add a placeholder, which is password. So before we style it, let's link our CSS. So you see link CSS. This is my CSS file here, style.css. Then link your JavaScript here. Script source, script.js. I've linked both my CSS and my JavaScript together. Now let's begin with styling it. We'll start with styling. Let's go live save so that we can see what we have done so far. So this is our password input here. So let's style it. Here we write body. Put your curly braces. Then give it a background color, blue. So this will appear like this in your web browser. If you are using Chrome or Firefox, anyone, it will appear like that. Let's write dark blue. Yes, I think dark blue is better. So now we need to style our input panel. Input panel. Make sure your spellings are correct, or you click on your HTML, then copy it paste it on your CSS. If you miss one letter, it won't work for you. Then this input panel will have width of 100%, padding of 1 rem, then background color is white. Then after that, we need to add margin 300 px auto. So let's look. You can see it's like this. So you can see it's overflowing. So let's add a max width. So here we have max width of 300 pixels. So it's like this now. Now we need to style, or let's add 400 here. Depends on your screen size. So I prefer 400 is better for my own. Then let's add our main inputs. Then dot input panel inputs. This input now is here in our HTML input password. You can see it. So now we need to style it. But before, we need to add display flex, align items center here. Then here, add padding should be 0.8 rem. Now width is 80%. So it will be like this. Then let's add our image. If you have downloaded your image and you have removed the background, here is my own image. Go back to your HTML. Under the input password, your img is your image tag to add image in your website. So we'll add iclose.png. Then you go live, you see it like this. So we need to style the iclose so that it will contain our input panel. Then dot input panel img, width should be 30 pixels. So you can see the I has reduced. Then this input now we have border 0 and outline 0. So this border 0 and outline 0 will make the input not to show any border or outline anymore. So let's increase the font size, FNZ. Let's add 20 pixels. Let's increase it to 22 pixels. Perfect. So let's add border radius here in our input panel so that the thing will have a curve form. Border radius 1 rem. You can see it. So we have created the password inputs already. Then we need to add JavaScript to it that will make this I to function, so that whenever we click it, it will show us our password here. So let's go to our JavaScript. You click your script.js here. Then make sure you have linked your JavaScript so that anything you will be coding in here will be working. Now let's add a variable. Let's icon. First of all, before we add this variable, we need to add an ID in our HTML. So this ID, we'll use it in our JavaScript. Here we add ID, password, and for the image, ID icon. Now we have added ID to our input password and our image. Now let's get back to JavaScript. Let icon equals to document dot get element by ID. So this element by ID is the ID we added in our HTML. This document now is our HTML. HTML is a document. Let icon is a variable. So this variable is looking for an element by ID in our HTML. So the element by ID in our HTML for icon now is this one, icon. So we'll add a quoted hyphen, either use single quoted hyphen or a double quoted hyphen. So I will use double quoted hyphen. Write icon, make sure it's correct spelling, then add your closing colon, semicolon. Then let's password. We are creating two variables here. Password equals to document dot get element by ID, which is password. In our input password, we added an ID there, which is password. So now we need to add a function that will make this I to work, so that when we click it, it will view our password. Then when we click it back, it will hide our password. Then write icon dot onClick. This onClick will be in charge of when we click it. Anything we write inside this function will work. onClick equals to function. Put your opening and closing parentheses, then with your curly braces. So we'll write a Boolean statement here, which is if and else statement. So if password dot type is not equals to password, this double equals to inside this opening parenthesis is called is not equals to. If you have triple equals to here, it is called it is equals to password. So we are using double, that shows that if our password type is not equals to password, then password type dot type is equals to test. So let me explain this statement here, because so many people normally get confused at this statement here. So if our password type is not equals to password, that means if the password type is not equals to password, let the password type be test. If you look in our HTML now, you see input type is equals to password, which is the password type is password. If we change this type password here to test, our password will be visible. Anything we write here will be visible. You see it? Then once it is back to password, anything we type here will be invisible. You see it? Then now with this if and else statement will help us that when we click that icon, it will show or hide our password. Then else password dot type is equals to password. So here now we have our password dot type is equals to password. That means if the password type has changed to test, else when we click the icon again, it will change back to password. Let me check this error. Give me 1 minute. Sorry for the delay, I need to check something. Type is equals to, is not equals to password dot type we change to test, then here else. Now okay, see our mistake here, we have corrected it. Then we'll start from else, password dot type is equals to password. That means if we click here, let's type something here now, is invisible. If you click this I, it will show our password. So the hide and unhide is now working. What we need to do now is to change the I icon, that will change this I to be visible when the password is visible, then hide it when the password is hide. Then here we'll add our image icon.src. This src is source. Then the name of your image will be here, which is open, or you come here and copy it, right click, copy, so that we will not make mistake. Ctrl V, which is paste, or you right click and paste, is the same thing. Then here we'll add icon.src, which is this image source. Then here you copy this one, close, right click and copy here, Ctrl V, you paste. So if we type anything here now, if we click, it will show that our password is visible. If you click it again, it will hide our password. So thank you guys for watching. I am Favor Developer.